Hi, so today we're going to have a look at financial maths, and financial maths covers a huge variety of different maths associated with money. So you could be asked things about wages, about VAT, about costings, and about compound interest. So I chose a question that's a wages question. It's 2016 paper 1 question 6. Again, a 25 mark question, so you'll be spending kind of 10 to 15 minutes. Remember, divide your number of marks by 2 to get the length of time you should be spending on it. So again, like we did with the other videos, I advise you to pause at the start of each question, do the question, and then check your answer. So the start of question 6 there, we can see Fiona earns a gross wage of €1,550 every fortnight, and what you're asked to do is to find out how much income tax she pays per fortnight. So when we look at the gross wage, there's always a standard rate cut-off point. So that's how much tax they pay on the first €1,300 in this case, and any earnings over that they're going to pay at a higher rate. So in this case, we have €1,300 is going to be at 20%. And the remainder is going to be at 40%. So what's the remainder? Well, it's the difference between the full wages and the standard rate cutoff point, which is €250. So €250 is going to be paid at the higher rate of 40%. So you can literally just put those into your calculator. You get €260 for 20% of 1,300, and you get €100 when you calculate 40% of €250. So her gross income tax, when we add those together, is €360. But remember, everybody has a tax credit. That is an amount that you get back on your tax. So we take that away from the tax bill. So she has tax credits of €126. So if we take that away from 360, it is €234. So Fiona's tax payable is €234. This is fairly straightforward. There's lots of these questions you can practice in your textbooks if you find it tricky. Just watch for your standard rate cutoff point, and remember, it's only the remainder they pay at the higher tax band. Now, USC works very similarly to the tax, but it usually has 3 or even 4 different rates. So instead of there just being the 2 rates that you would have had with the income tax, in this case we've been given 3 different rates. So 1% on the first 462, 3% on the next 214, and 5.5% on the balance. So very easy to do the first 2 parts, 462 by 1%, you can do that in your calculator. 214 by 3%, again, you can do that on the calculator. Now, the tricky bit is working out what's the balance. Well, if we add 462 plus 214 together, you get €676. So the balance is going to be 1,550, her total earnings, minus the 676, and you get €874. So €874 is going to be at 5.5%. So put all of those into the calculator and you will get €4.62. €6.42 and €48.07. Add all those together and you get €59.11. So the USC payable is €59.11. If you have any questions about this, let me know. And make sure to look online to see what the current USC rates are, because they change slightly every year with the budget. So a fairly straightforward question here. You had to find the sum of her fortnightly payments. So sum means that you're adding them all together. So what do we need to add together? Her income tax plus USC plus the PRSI that they've given us the value for. So your income tax that you had calculated in part A was €234. The USC that you just calculated in the last part of the question was €59.11 and €18 for the PRSI. When you add all of those together, you get €311.11. Now you might wonder, what would they do if you've got the wrong values for your tax or USC? Will they take your answer, and if you had your method correct here and you added them all together, you would have got the full amount of marks, which part C 1 and 2 together was 10 marks. So you probably get around 5 marks for this part. Now, again, a very straightforward question that comes up a lot is to find a percentage, but it's one that people lose marks on because they don't do it properly. So anytime you're asked to find a percentage, you're going to put the value over the original value and multiply it by 100. That's what's really important. So we had to write the sum of her fortnightly deductions as a percentage of her gross wages. So her deductions are €311.11. Her gross wages is 1,550, and to turn it into a percentage, we multiply by 100. That can go straight into your calculator, and you'll get 20, and to correct to one decimal place, 0.1%. Be very careful when you're asked about the percentage that you should have the smaller number over the larger number multiplied by 100. So that's just a quick run through of one type of financial maths questions. As I said, it's a very broad topic that has lots of other parts to it. And I'll try and get some more different types of questions practiced as well and send on the videos. So mark yourself out of that question. Part A was worth 5 marks, B was worth 10 marks, and C, the two parts together, was worth 10 marks. See what you would have got out of 25.